Radiant team pick.
I speak for the trees.
So
10 seconds.
Nature's Prophet gets picked up here for Team Unique. Could be
5 seconds.
for Slardar. I feel like we see Nature's Prophet in the 3 more than anything. So maybe that's a 4 Slardar. Could be 4 Nature's Prophet, not the worst thing in the world. 5 Grimstroke, 3 Slardar. Definitely options here for side of Team Unique. Take a look over is Singularity. They go into the Leshrac. We'll see if that's mid or safe lane Leshrac. Obviously, do have options. Gives you pushing potential there with the Diabolic Edict. Lockdown there with maybe a Yule's to come first for the Leshrac as well as the Split Earth.
10 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
And Brood. Brood coming in for Team Unique. That was a second phase ban for Singularity in the previous game. And now Brood coming through here. You know, countering the push early from Leshrac with push of your own with the Broodmother. And answers,
10 seconds
I wouldn't say are too few.
5 seconds remaining.
We'll see what the Brood can do up against this Lesh, Legion, Snapfire, Clockwork lineup, and they get rid of the Life Stealers. That's going to be probably a mid-Brood. And then, again, we'll see what they want to do with this Nature's Prophet as well as the Slardar. We've seen the Nature's Prophet earlier today in the 3, if you were watching my stream, twitch.tv/bcop, for some Chinese Dota. But we'll see. Getting in those plugs. So let's see.
Remaining.
Is this going to be a Brood cheese where they push it to a game 3?
5 seconds remaining.
What do they want to ban out
Dire team
against the side of Singularity? They ban out that Kunkka.
pick. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds Radiant remaining. Team pick.
Ember Spirit.
So Ember Spirit gets picked up for Unique. Just wondering, how is DK dispatched? DK feels like a safe pick.
10 seconds
You know,
remaining.
Don't have any options mid. We're going to pick this DK. He's tanky. Can help us
5
push. He
seconds
fights a
remaining.
little bit later. Gets a blink as well as a stun. No, he does his part. He's more a, I'm not sure what we want to do, let's pick DK kind of thing, because he's pretty simple. And is comfort hero for a lot of mid players. So let's see what Singularity want to do, if this is going to be a mid Leshrac or a safe lane Leshrac. And what their options are.
Templar, you may now
And they go TA. So it will be a safe lane Lesh. Mid TA. Kodos on the mid Brood. Safe lane Ember. Off lane Legion, of course. Suzuya on the Clockwork. DNZ on that 5 position Snap. And no fear playing the Nature's Prophet in the 5. So bad on the 4 Grimstroke. And the 3 will be Petashara on the Slardar. So game 2 between Singularity and Team Unique. Oh my god, I couldn't get to the mute mic in time. I don't just have a button for it. I had to get to my virtual mixer. I tried so hard to hold that sneeze in as long as possible, and I could not. My apologies. Was it a tight game 1? No, I don't think so. Singularity had Meepo. They were up about 10k pretty early on. Seemed quite easy for them. So we're getting our classic 10 frames per second in the pre-screen. Here we go. Game 2. D&Z is going to be on the Snapfire Excalibur, on the TA Hesta Joe Rotten on that off-lane Legion. Suzuya on the Clockwork Zitrax on the safe lane or Shrek. And then No Fear on the 5 position. Nature's Prophet. As well as So Bad on the Grimstroke. Is So Bad the 4 or the 5? I could have sworn he was the 4. Now I feel like I'm just naming it wrong. So Bad is the 4, No Fear is the 5. Okay, I had it right. And then Petishara on that 3 Slardar. You've got the mid Kodos on Broodmother, and the aggressive child playing the Ember. How good is Brood in their
30
lineup?
seconds to battle.
I feel like it's manageable with what Singularity have. I mean, it certainly feels very manageable, that's for sure.
The battle begins.
So let's see how this all ends up going, especially the Brood against the TA. Sideblade's early. We'll see how Kodos can play against this TA.
Mother says no.
I mean, potentially could see the TA kind of go off here.
And run.
We will have to see. And then they've got Hesta Joe up against No Fear and Aggressive Child with DNZ right next to him. They went overwhelming odds level 1. I'm ready to see as it's Scatterblast level 1 here for the Snapfire. And so far, 4-1 of the 3-3 of Kodos. Level 2 has the Refraction. What is Kodos taking? Wish I could see. I don't have control at the moment.
Warriors of the wood.
10-1 for the Slardar already. Jesus. Having a good time over there in the off lane for Team Unique. We'll see how long that lasts for Petishara. Clockwork comes in, throws some cogs down, making sure that the pull can't happen, or at least trying to stop it from happening. I believe it's Semi gets pulled. Kodo sitting in level 3, and now level 2 into the Refraction. Spiderling's finally coming out of this Brood Mother. I believe they got a cookie stun out on an aggressive child. Scatterblast comes in, Monument of Courage, as well as the overwhelming odds. He'll salve up. He's got a courier coming in and try to stay in the lane, farm as much as he can, but he's only 8-2 to the 11-0. So both offlaners having a good time. Mid TA 14-3, maybe a little bit inflated here due to the fact that there are Spiderlings up against the TA, but Brood backing off into the jungle. So we'll see how warranted and
Who wants cookies? Who
not
wants
how
too
warranted,
bad?
but
Not too bad.
how well that works out for the Broodmother. Giving TA freeform might not be the best of things. I mean, if this brood can snowball out of control, I could definitely see them getting ahead and potentially winning the game, but I think at least for Singularity, the longer it goes, the better it feels. But this Inkswell is going to turn into First Blood as that pops on top of Suzuya. But again, Leshrac here continuing to farm up. He's 17-1, keeping up with this Slardar for the moment. And despite the death on the Clockwork, I think Leshrac's happy with the way the lane's going.
Not for you.
Meanwhile, level 5 here for the Broodmother, just hitting it for Excalibur. Arcane Rune Sin up towards top. A Spiderling will just deny that as Excalibur walks his way over there and walks his way right on back.
Who wants cookies?
So again, we'll see what TA is able to accomplish up against these Spiderlings. Broodmother makes the way over to the camp over to the side, as does TA on her end. And things are just kind of not sitting even, but sitting stationary would be the better way to explain how that's going so far. I want to see whether or not No Fear is stacking with this Nature's Prophet. What exactly he's looking to accomplish so far. It was to over bottom. Bash comes in, Zitrax loses his life, and that's the second kill in this bottom lane. Leshrac, who was enjoying his time here, ends up dead, and nothing Suzuya could do to stop that one from coming through to fruition. And these early kills,
But I'm worth
Singularity opening that they
Radiant's courier has
don't
been
rack up. Now, of course, TA is someone who farms very well early on with those Cyblades and has appeared to hit level 6 already, as has Kodos, going 3-3-0-0.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are
Excalibur
fortified.
tune of the Cyblades as these Spiderwings sit behind the tower, not giving an opportunity to Excalibur to
Radiant
try and get the kill
structures are
on them as
fortified.
Soban makes the rotation over. They're looking to go in on this. They're looking to send Spiderwings in with the help of Soban. Question is, can they accomplish it without losing too much?
not as impressive as the original.
Continuing to throw down traps here. This aggressive child has a level 5. Has the Joe Rodden at level 4. Running back is DNZ and this LC. Lanes looked okay for Singularity for a moment. Now things looking to lean the way of Unique, who are about to lose this Nature's Prophet off screen. That kill goes the way of DNZ. Giving one back finally as they were starting to really extend that lead. But you need to be careful. The quicker this tower goes down, the more trouble Kodos is going to be in trying to farm his jungle. They look to get the kill on the Leshrac as Splitterth comes in post-death, post-mortem. And Betashara, who will just skirt out of here as they get the kill onto the Clockwork. But Kodos! Oh boy, I don't know what he's doing that far forward, but Excalibur all of a sudden, I'm not certain if he got all the Spiderwings or if Broodmother just got ahead of himself, but to give that up just seems super poor. And now they're going to get the stun with the cookie coming in. Scatterblast down onto Aggressive Child. He doesn't have a remnant to go back to. Hesta Joe won't get the kill. They don't want to dive the tower without creeps, but putting a lot of pressure onto this Ember Spirit early on. A couple of rotations coming in. DNZ looking.
Dire's top
Scatterblast
tower
actually
is under
avoided with
attack.
the sleight of fist, but won't save his life. Hesta Joe won't lose his life under the tower. No fear trying to get him. One more shot would have done it. He might get DNZ at least. But DNZ a bit speedy. Just needs one more right click. Sprout not there.
Coming in.
Both those heroes somehow escaped the hands of that Nature's Prophet. That got real close. So now TA leading this Broodmother. Going into the Diffusal early. See how quickly you can get to it, especially if you were to lose that tier 1 tower. Again, they try to make a rotation towards mid with this Grimstroke. Sobad's come over a couple times. They are not getting anything on the TA, who immediately retreats onto her side of the river. So Brood continuing to farm, but a couple of stacks here for Excalibur to take. Remnant available for Aggressive Child as Hesta Joe. Does have Duel available. Will use it. He's got the Remnant back. They need the stun lock to get the kill, and they'll get it.
Well fought.
Duel with the cookie, and they lock him down. They'll get the kill. Now they'll look for Excalibur. Soulbind comes in, and TPing in is DNZ not the best spot to be in because you're dead to rights once you come over. And I think he might have killed the TA and by finishing off that TP and soulbinding to him. Kodos finally gets one back, and that's a good feeling there for the Broodmother who wants to take over and take this tier 1 tower. Big bash with the corrosive haze. Pulse Nova doing a lot of damage, and one more bash. They'll get the kill. Kills all over the place for Unique right now.
Is under attack.
It's the Joe coming forward. Sprout again doesn't land. Does the Joe just go for the duel on Kodos, who picks up a haste? Yeah. I mean, they'll at least try for this. Sprout comes in, still is the haste. Kodos moving forward. Not sure that's the way he wants to go, though. They smoke up by the tier 1 tower. Still trying to get another kill onto this Broodmother. Keep the TA ahead. They're going to look over. Kodos on the run. Rocket Flare comes in, but it is not enough.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's structures are fortified.
11 minutes in, both heroes keeping their tier 1 towers. Not something you'd expect from both these lineups.
Radiant's bottom
They
tower
do have hook
is
shot
under
available.
attack.
They'll land it, Inkswell, but they've got the lockdown. It doesn't really matter. They've got duel, and they'll get the kill. They'll get the dual damage.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's middle tower is
So
under
they
attack.
lose their bottom tower. They're going to at least try and trade, most likely, to get a tier 1 top.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Pressure comes in over mid. A lot of rotations towards mid to keep that
Dire's top
tower.
tower has fallen.
Trax finally takes out the tier 1 top, and they do save this tier 1 over mid.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Got a Shard going into the early Blink Dagger. Try to close that gap. Root showing mid. TA back. Gets the Royal Jelly. I believe would eat the first one and probably give the other one over to the Leshrac. Get that mana regen in. As Slardar's coming over and Nature's Prophet's here. They'll look for Hesta Joe. They've got the Corrosive Haze. Overwhelming odds. Kodos now in the duel and dead. Hits is coming in from Mortimer doing a lot of damage. Soulbind keeps the Leshrac next to the Legion, but Aggressive Child! Boy, just remnants away. That is not the greatest of feelings. Diffusal is finished onto this Broodmother, but now you've lost that tier 1 tower. Things are not going to look so easy. So bad. Inkswell, not going to matter. Overwhelming odds, one more shot will get the kill. It's the Pulse Nova that does it.
My thanks.
8-7 early on, and game's just about even. I feel like Broodmother going down a couple of times, definitely not where you want to be. Just gets this Diffusal Blade. I'm not certain it's going to be quick enough. Again, if they're able to get that lockdown and get these kills, and now taking away the safety of farming with that tier 1 mid going down, this can definitely go from bad to worse really quickly for Kodos.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Blowing up these Spiderlings, keeping that tier 1 alive is what they desperately want to do.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Trap on a no fear. Sprout trying to zone him out. He's slowed up. They've got the Fire Snap Cookie, and they'll get the Meld Strike to get this kill quickly onto this Nature's Prophet. Kodos force back.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Who wants cookies? What's so bad?
So finally a net worth lead here for Singularity. So it'll be BKB, then the Ags for Broodmother again if Brood's able to find that kind of farm. But for right now, the TA is out farming Kodos. Diffusal, press the attacking swell. Stunned up. How far are you willing to chase on this? You've got a lot of backup, but here comes the TA. Hesta Joe's still alive. Soulbond keeps them together. Hookshot actually misses. They'll get the kill onto the Hunt of the Legion, but they lose the Grimstroke because coming behind them is the Leshrac. Mortimer's Kiss is being popped up and down here, looking to get the kills on a Unique. They look over as there's the blink forward. Petishara on the run. There's the trap. Can they get the kill? He blinks away. He's able to survive. Still trying to get aggressive Child. Got the trap on him, but won't dive the tower for it. Leshrac over by this Brood, though, so Kodos still needs to be very careful. Diffusal. Is this the move you want to make? Scatterblast comes in. Cookie away. Kodos giving chase. Again, how far is too far? Because Excalibur is looking to clean you up.
No such thing as too much damage.
Blink, Southern Crush, Corrosive Haze out, and the Bash. They'll get this kill on the DNZ. Legion comes in, Hesta Joe in the wrong neighborhood, and this is like the second time they've both kind of had Save Your Buddy syndrome.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Jackpot.
So Shrek with that Kaya going into the Bloodstone. No Fear pushing in with aggressive Child. They've got Suzuya coming through. What a fake to get that hook shot. The reaction time on Petishara, the lack of reaction time there on the Clockwork of Suzuya. Kind of hilarious. Side of Singularity converge over towards mid. Broodmother at about 8,500 net worth, while TA close to 10k.
No.
Blink Crystallis.
Dire are scanning.
Interesting. For Singularity, you may not want to let Broodmother have time to kind of sit back and farm for free like this.
Haste.
Do you pick up that haste on Excalibur? Again, I feel like they should be looking to make a move here where they know that they can get something done, but the Ember comes behind enemy lines with a nice Remnant, so TA's in a lot of trouble. Bash comes in as well as the Slithering Crush. They'll get the kill on Excalibur. Now they'll look for more. He's dead for 50 seconds, no buyback. DNZ looking like the next one to drop. Easy does it with another bash and a kill there for Kodos. Double and dominating for this Brute. To me, that seems like Singularity just kind of sitting back a little bit too far. Overwhelming odds comes through as well as the Rocket Flare, so that's going to hit on a bunch. They've got overwhelming odds up in 10 seconds once again, but maybe Unique just don't feel comfortable going into the pit, knowing how much damage that overwhelming odds does.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
It tracks, Sprouted. Goes after No Fear. How far is he willing to go? So I feel like this is the Ags on the Brood foregoing the BKB. There's now Singularity are the ones that go out of the pit. Overwhelming odds thrown in. DNZ's got to be in a good position to not get stunned here, as you want to be able to throw these Mortimer's Kisses. No Fear on the run. Hesta Joe moving forward, thinking about going through, but Petashara shows for a moment forward. You need to be careful there as well. So a bit of a stalemate between these two teams. Surprising that nobody ends up going into Roche. Broodmother continuing to farm and now has outpaced this TA. And this is, you know, now come from the fact that Excalibur was dead for 50 seconds, no buyback. Doesn't go for the Deso, goes into that Crystallis, going into a BKB. About 600 gold away from finishing off that BKB, which will be nice potentially into this next fight. And we'll see if that's in Roche or somewhere else along the lines. It feels like both teams are unwilling to give up their position here near the Roche pit, and both teams know that within an instant, especially Unique with the minus armor of the Corrosive Haze, can take this Roche if you're not too careful on the side of Singularity. So you need to be ready for this DNZ forward. That's not being ready for this. This is exactly the opposite of where I thought he should be, and he ends up dead. Buyback comes through, hook shot. I'm not sure where that was going towards, but they found the TA again. This is going way out of hand. The kisses are seemingly way too late. I don't think they're going to provide much of anything. They'll get the duel out as well as the Fire Snap cookie. They get the kill here onto the Ember. Now they'll look for more. This is without the TA that they've already got themselves the kill onto the Ember as well as the Grimstroke. They want something else. They want to keep the side of Unique out of the Roche pit. Surprisingly, with TA dead, it looks as though they'll keep it that way.
Oh, so beautiful.
And they kept the TA out of this fight. find DNZ once again. Hookshot comes forward. Cogs keep him alive. Hesta Joe looking for an opportunity to potentially jump in. Overwhelming odds. Hesta Joe, he's got duel available. No Blink Dagger to cover the distance, though. Excalibur melded in Roche. They sleight of fist. Didn't spot anybody in there, but the Blink Slither and Crush comes through. Petishara taking a little bit of damage. There's the Soulbind. Fire Snap quickly will be stopped by the Soulbind, pulling him back, basically. Silence onto a couple. They've got the Corrosive Haze onto both those heroes as well. The BKB was popped by Excalibur, and, well, that's the 10-second BKB done. This is
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
sloppy from both sides. Again, both teams unwilling to give up their spot for Roche. Gums gets used Leshrac over towards Aggressive Child, as well as Petishara trying to get away from the Sword. They've got the slow, and can they get that kill? They will! Excalibur gets that one, so now the lockdown is done with the minus armor of the Corrosive Haze. It's no longer available for them, and do you want to continue to fight? And again, it's just back and forth looking for if they can get into this Roche pit and find that second life.
From lightless gulfs, I return. Incoming!
Star buys back, but he dies again, and all of a sudden I feel like things can kind of fall apart at the seams for Unique. Getting into these tier 3 items, Telescope and Paladin Sword found by No Fear. Kodos 1,000 gold away from finishing off that BKB. So it looks like they're potentially setting up here on Singularity's side for a smoke. Again, get a couple of pickoffs here going right into Roche, pick up that second life. Zitrax running down towards Aggressive Child, where he would just remnant away.
Rocket on!
Rocket Flare comes across. That'll grab some vision for them. They've got a trap inside the pit. Mindbreaker for the TA. Craggy Coat for the Brood. We'll see if that's passed off. Blink Dagger finally there for the Legion Commander, so now you have that gap closer to get that duel, something that we have seen missing in these fights from time to time. This was TA up 2,000 gold prior to this moment, now down 2,000 gold. No Fear staying close. Clumsy Net thrown, and now they've got themselves the Remnant over. Zitrax, though, doing a lot of damage onto Aggressive Child. However, the combination of 3 heroes down here bottom for Unique will get the kill onto this Leshrac, and no rotations being felt from Singularity. Wing Southern Crush will miss, but they got that first hit bash. Legion Commander press the attack, gets the duel, hook shot in. Mortimer's Kisses come in. Do they want anything more with this? They'll buyback on the Leshrac. Petishara bought back in the previous fight, so he's gone for a minute, no buyback. And now this might be an opportunity where Singularity can get into Roche quickly and out with an Aegis.
Scanning. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
I'll grab this Aegis
Your song has fallen to the Radiant.
into the hands of the Leshrac who bought back, not the TA. And the game's looking about even in a multitude of areas. Need to find a way to shut down Kodos. As again, he continues to separate himself from where the TA is in farm. But they'll grab this tier 2 pretty quickly if nobody rotates over with the Diabolic Edict and creeps pushing in. Zitrax continuing to put pressure on. Sprout comes through, has to Joe, overwhelming odds, defending the tier 2 bottom, while Zitrax takes the tier 2 top. Flare is out, 5 heroes there, smoke was used. Not certain if they got vision of that. TA towards the front. Petashara moving over.
Under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Again, just showing towards the bottom to get that tower. No retaliation from Singularity.
The ruin of hate.
Snapfire continuing to pressure top, but looking like she might die for this. Ember was there. Snapfire did get out. I didn't see how that exchange went, but I assume it was a TP pretty preemptively. Zitrax moving over. Courier is spotted. Forced that on the low ground right into the hands of Hesta Joe, who will find the Grimstroke instead. Blink Slither and Crush won't save his life. The hookshot comes across, actually stuns up Kodos as well as no fear. The damage from Excalibur not popping the BKB just yet. They'll get the kill on a Suzuya, and they look over at Kodos, trying to do what they can as the BKB is about to wear out for Kodos, but Hesta Joe Rotten will fall before that happens. Now the BKB's been popped by Excalibur, but this is all on the run. Now is there any way that they can turn it around as finally the Snapfire cookie comes in, as well as the kisses to get at least Petashara. Looks over at Kodos, they do lose Excalibur. Leshrac, silence, surviving for now. Aggressive shot goes in onto the clockwork, and they need to evacuate because they've lost 3 and they don't have buyback. Trying to catch up to Zitrax with that Effusal Blade. Stun will miss. Side of his Searing Chains, it might just be both of them now, as they have come in too close. Scatterblast, mech. Zitrax on the run. DNZ giving his life up for the greater good. And the greater good is that Leshrac. These BKBs from Templar Assassin have just been hyper defensive. Not playing any aggressive moves with them.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
At least they only take the tier 2 tower with those kills.
Bounty.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Duel out on Aggressive Child. Quick kill there on the Ember. Now that Soulbond comes in, that'll keep Legion as well as the TA very close to each other. They'll try to move forward. Ember down for 70 seconds with buyback. Zitrax still holding this Aegis.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Get a pause as Kodos disconnects. Reconnects to the game. MKB for this TA. Should be good to go in just a moment. mean, it's been such a close game. Buyback available for the Brood, TA, Ember, and Legion. That might change, though. If they could put some pressure on, force this buyback from the Ember, that's a big problem for Unique.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Here we go, on and ready.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Doesn't look like they'll force this buyback.
Invisibility!
There's that MKB picked up here for the TA. We'll see if TA finishes off a Daedalus coming in next. Bruce going for this butterfly. MKB is already picked up for the TA. I mean, you might see that and then all of a sudden realize that you might have made a waste of a purchase. Snapfire really close on these Guardian Greaves. Just be careful of the positioning, looking for the duel. Won't be able to find it. Blinks in forward, looking to grab that duel and aggressive child coming out of the Sleight of Fist. So a little bit short on that blink forward.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Next duel does have some time left on it and will be the finish on that Daedalus. And Excalibur not really showing himself in lane. Snapfire gets spotted, but the TP out. I believe Petashara missed the stun.
Generation.
Must have if Snapfire was able to TP out on that. And we did hear that Slither Crush go off. So Lotus Orb next for this Nature's Prophet. Buyback still on Legion as well as Snapfire. TA 42 gold short. Now picks that up. It should be about 3 heroes apiece. So Dire start to overwhelm the Radiant jungle. TA enough gold for the Demon Edge. Daedalus soon to be finished off here for the TA. With the MKB and a butterfly being built for the Broodmother, this could definitely serve to be a big issue. And I'm not certain if Kodos saw the MKB, but it looks like he has decided to go a different direction than that butterfly, which, like we said, could have been a waste. Inkswell, Southern Crush, Clockwork way far out. Way far dead. Now they'll look over at Hesta Joe. Overwhelming odds thrown. He's silenced. Fire Snap Cookie keeps him alive, gets him back, but he is really low. Kodos diving in for that. Soulbot comes in. Sleight of Fist, Searing Chains locks up 2. Hesta Joe does have buyback. Sprout hits both those heroes. Southern Crush hits Zitrax. Now sitting even. Motion not up for another 47 seconds. They're still on the high ground. They might be looking to get this started once again. As they're starting to posture on that Roche pit, making sure that they can grab themselves the next Aegis.
Boom, there it goes.
ability.
Zatrax manning the front line for now. May not be the best spot to be in. Excalibur waiting for somebody to jump forward. Kodos is the one who does so. Guardian Greaves comes through. They've got the Southern Crush. Now they've got the duel out on Kodos. Is it going to be enough, though? He's popped the BKB, and now he'll get the kill on the Legion Commander, who buys back immediately. Kodos, beyond godlike, gets a kill here on the DNZ. That's a double for him. Looks over at Zatrax for the BKB. TP's out. That is not the fight you're looking for if you're Singularity, and now you ball back on the Legion Commander. You don't have Snapfire to work with. Old Strike. Glimmer Cape, though, keeps him out of harm's way. Trying to buy time on just getting Snapfire back into this. Mortimer's Kisses potentially being there for this Roche fight. That may or may not happen if they just don't buy the time needed. Legion looking for that opportunity. Meld Strike comes in on Nanofear. Kodos committing to this. Continuing to be spotted. They're wrapping around this pit, making sure no hookshot is available. But Blink, Southern Crush, as well as the Bash onto Excalibur. Now they look over. Hookshot comes in. Kodos moving forward with the BKB. Excalibur into the meld. Who gets the courier? And Suzuya, he's not going to survive. Southern Crush comes through on a Hesta Joe. They've got the damage. This is a problem. Fire Snap Cookie, though, keeps him alive, and now Mortimer's Kiss is flying in. Is it enough damage? It keeps him out of the pit. It sends Kodos back. They just don't have the damage to finish anybody off yet, until just now. Sleight of Fist, Searing Chains, press the attack with the Fire Snap Cookie to back off. 27 seconds until Clockwork comes back in. Doesn't have Hookshot to work with. They're still trying to get in. Aegis now in the hands of Broodmother. This definitely feels like a lot into the hands of Unique. Back and forth all game. Only a slight lead here for Unique. Surprised at the lack of pressure coming out on the buildings. You're gonna hit these tier 4 items. Could potentially be game changing for Singularity here. We're seemingly holding on to their lives. Kodos continuing to just annihilate. They're looking for the duel again. Hesta Joe off the mark once more. This is like the 4th or 5th time in a row where he has blinked forward and not gotten what he's come for. Short on those blinks every single time.
The seeds of
Now these tier 4s are available, but will Singularity be allowed out of their base to get them? Magic Lamp is the one they pick up for now. Level 25 for the Brood, looking to maybe get that level 25 out on the TA before they look to fight again. It would give them the opportunity at the Meld Bash.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Finally, all the outer towers here for Singularity are gone. Spell Prism for the TA. That's one that you would love to have, and we'll see whose hands that ends up in. Now for Unique, it's a 3,000 net worth lead.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Ninja here will be a great one for the side of Unique. Inkswell looking to go in on Excalibur. What's the cheeky move there from Unique to finish off the TA? Pressuring these towers too much just yet. Inkswell, Diffusal, DNZ, Force Staffed away. Kodos in pretty deep, but he does have that Aegis. Slither Crush comes down into Excalibur. Press the attack is used, but not a position that Singularity want to be in at that moment. Kodos takes a lot of damage real quick. Sleight of Fist coming through once again. How far are Unique willing to go as the repair kit's placed onto the tier 3?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Bottom tower getting pressured. Kodos. Wing Slither Crush comes in on the 2, but the hook shot hits onto the Zarda. They've got the Soulbound on another shock as well as the TA, the BKB. They'll get the Kona Petashar. Now that will go over to Kodos, who's getting back to full health with that ulti. He's trying to run him down as the Mortimer's Kiss is coming in. Do they have enough? They look over at the Broodmother. They got the stun with the Split Earth. Now they want to turn it back around. Oh, Kodos, Mailed Strike, hits the bash. They get the Aegis. They ball back on Petashar, who's going to try and make his way back into the fight. He's coming over with the Guardian Sprint. They've got the Fire Snap cookie, so their Crush hits on just the Snapfire, I believe. But Kodos gets away. Now Sleight of Fist once again. Can Aggressive Child get what he came for? Doesn't look like it. They've got the damage to get the kill. He's got buyback, 94 seconds on the sidelines. Is he going to use it? They look over it, no fear. There's the Sprout. Not sure that's going to matter. Zidtrax with the double kill, and they hold successfully.
So much
100
more.
seconds without no fear.
Bounty.
Might be time for Singularity to roll if they can force the buyback on Aggressive Child. I could definitely put him in a good spot considering Petashara bought back in the previous spot.
Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So they have the ability to push the Diabolic Edict. They've got the Hex now on the TA. I'd like to see if that TA bought out on that. Edict onto the tier 3, they'll break the high ground. Press the attack, Fire Snap Cookie, keeps him alive.
Jackpot. A tithe to the impurities.
Drain Core picked up here for the Bush track, and they smoke. They want to be in on this. TA and Snapfire getting chased at the moment. Sleight of Fist coming through. Excalibur maybe looking to turn. Aggressive Child, you need to be careful. Split Earth doesn't land on anything, and now, how far do Unique now want to go?
Invisibility.
Where it comes in, they're trying to wrap around and look for a potential quick pick. I don't know if it wants to be no fear, but no fear. Now now. Glimmer Cape trying to run. There's the Shivas from Zitrax. Sleight of Fist. Searing Chains coming through. Mortimer's Kiss is already committed to this. This is a little bit of an overcommitment for a position 5 Nature's Prophet. Kodo's now looking for a way to get into this. Blink Solar Crushing Sound of the Lashrak as well as Snapfire, but the Hook Shot comes in. They've got the No Fear Nature's Prophet TPing in. Can they even get the kill out of the Snapfire? They finally get DNZ. He'll buyback immediately. They'll get the kill into Pedisharu Buyback in the previous fight. They'll get the kill into Kodos, and now he's got buyback down for 100 seconds. They look for No Fear. He's come back into this, but that might not have been the right idea. Cogs locks him in. No Fear locked up. They've got the damage. They'll get the kill. He's gone for 2 minutes. No buyback. Now they'll look over it so bad. He had placed the Ink Swell on Nature's Prophet. Might have wanted to just leave off that. Somehow gets down to the low ground and makes some distance, but not enough distance. Meld Strike comes in. Double kill for Zitrax. And this could just be the game the Divine Rapier picked up for Ember, though.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
Divine Rapier comes in for the Ember. Can he do anything with it? Aggressive Child, Lincoln's gets away. Gotta be careful, Esther Joe, about how far you're willing to go in on this. They ball back on the Green Stroke as well as the Brood Mother. Now they've got the Hook Shot coming in onto the Ember. Fire Snap Cookie stuns him up. Once again, they're locked into the Cogs. They'll get the Meld Strike. They'll drop the Divine Rapier. This is looking like the game as they get the kill onto the Ember, and he's gone, done and dusted without buyback. And yes, it will be GG. It will be a 2-0 for Singularity. And they will take a series sweep.
Dire's middle tower has radiant victory.
So Singularity take the sweep 2-0. Take a look at these stats. Once they show up on the feed. 29-27, a close game overall. I mean, in the entire time, it felt like just a 3,000 net worth lead between the two teams. And then finally they got an ability to pull away with it in one of those fights defending the base. So Zitrax 10-4-10. Excalibur 9-4-12. Very well done. And yeah, you can see just the last fight is what leads them over the edge and ultimately gets them the win. And of course, that Divine Rapier drop was pretty big to finish it off for sure. So Singularity, they get the victory. They win 2-0 in this first day of the Arena of Blood against Team Unique. I think these are the two teams that took over for OG Seed and Cyber Legacy. Player net worth, as you see, Ember's tank and Excalibur's go way up. Was actually behind Zitrax by a little bit at that point. The Brood Mother, or actually it's the Embers that tanks, and Kodos also tanks buying back. So taking a quick look at the rest of these stats will be done for the day on that quick 2-0. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I'm your caster, BCop, at BCop92 on Twitter. Follow me to know when I'm casting. And, if you need a caster last minute, I'm always here. As I was in bed about to go to bed. About to go to sleep. That sentence at the beginning didn't make sense. It was like 6 a.m. my time. Got the call. Was ready to go. So, again, thank you guys so much for joining me. And we'll finish out looking at these stats. And then a throw screen from the guys at Arena of Blood. Presented to you by EGB.com. $600 bonus when you sign up today.